55% of the people buying these are beer drinkers. So people that normally would drink a beer, buy these, or at the same time have this and beer in their house at the same time. Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to the first episode of Not a Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm apprehensive. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm scared of these, and here's why. I don't like seltzer water. I don't like that.
This was all Dolan's idea.
I know he loves them. Maybe I don't know, but
hey, it's mainstream May, right? And this is probably
we're
the
gonna
second,
find out.
Third most mainstream thing you can do.
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
I guess. So each one of us independently has brought some hard seltzers to the table here, to the virtual table, so to speak.
Yeah.
We all kind of went maybe a different route.
I think we all did.
Yeah, which is fine. I think that kind of shows why we probably should do this.
Yeah,
and talk about them.
Just so many of them out there.
Which
and maybe we're gonna find out which ones shouldn't be out there and which ones should. We'll see.
Yeah.
2 years ago, did this exist? Did this category even exist?
Yes,
it did.
Yeah, I got research. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to get into one because I've never had one before.
I have not either. Dolan?
I have had too many.
Oh boy.
That's why he wanted to do it.
Do you subscribe to the no laws, drinking clause lifestyle?
I will say that as of right now, who knows what'll happen after this episode, because there's a few here that I haven't tried.
Mm-hmm.
They're my favorite. White Claw is my favorite.
Let's go through what we each brought to the table here, so then we can kind of narrate as we talk through. So yeah. I'll start. I have brought Dolan's favorite, the White Claw.
White Claw. Yeah.
I found the Corona hard seltzer, and then Bud Light seltzer. So I got the lemon lime or the lime version, tropical lime, I guess in some cases.
Is that your favorite flavor?
Yes.
Of thing? Lemon lime?
I'm a big lime fan. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dolan, what do you got?
Well, I've got the White Claw wannabe, the Truly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought that said hand sanitizer on the side. It says hard seltzer, but I was like, oh yeah, maybe.
It does look like hand sanitizer.
Yeah, real quick. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're in that time, we're trained to look for it right now. So
yep.
Smirnoff. I have not had this one. They say it's good. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're the wrong gender to be drinking that.
No
right
way.
There.
He's going to love it. It's going to be great.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
All right. And Vizzy. So as far as flavor went, I went with whatever they had most of on the shelf, which probably should have been the opposite because those are the ones that probably are not being got up. But but the Vizzy, it's not mainstream. I've never seen it before. Maybe it is mainstream. It comes out of Tennessee.
It is.
It is? Okay.
These are all mainstream, by the way. Here's what I've got, and then we'll get into all the what we've done. I got Natural Light. So this is strawberry kiwi, and it says house rules when strawberry and kiwi call the shots. 6%. Unfortunately, I'm going to say that again. Unfortunately, this is a big one. This is like 24-ounce can.
Wow. And it's a 6%er.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a sixer. And then I got this little guy. It's a Leinenkugels, and it's called a Spritzen. And it says beer with a splash of seltzer, raspberry lemon. And it's a thin one. It's like a Red Bull size can.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping and this has no sugar, which is great. 93 carbs, so that's pretty low. Most of them I saw were like 100 per serving.
Mhm.
So this one's a little bit lower. And I'm hoping there's a ghost of some like summer shandy in here somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to be a bust for me.
All right. Let's.
I will say I almost did get the Leinenkugel's one, but I made a phone call at the grocery store to Rich before all this.
Phoned a friend?
Yeah. True. I was like, hey, what is Brian getting? Because I don't want to get the same thing.
Oh, man. Good call.
Yeah. Literally
good call. Rich.
So I went with the White Claw first. I opened that first because it's Dolan's favorite. Lemon lime. So it smells like lemon lime pop, like when we were kids, like a
Shasta,
like a Shasta maybe.
I will say the grapefruit is where it's at.
An expert.
Uh-oh, bubbly. It's bubbly. It's kind of.
I thought we were gonna go. I thought we were gonna hear a patented. You know what? This ain't.
Here's the thing.
You kind of look like a sorority girl. You're starting to change a little.
I see. I can see why someone would like this, like on a hot day by a pool, that type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's nice. 100 calories, 5%.
Yeah.
I can see why there'd be no laws.
Oh, nice callback.
There you go.
Dolan, which one are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with the White Claw wannabe.
Okay. Have you had one of these before?
I have had one of these before. I'm just going to take a drink.
Okay.
I've seen the Trulies everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's not a good face. That wasn't a good face you made.
The flavor?
Trulies. I don't like Trulies.
What flavor did you get? What fruitiness?
I got my favorite, grapefruit.
Grapefruit. Okay.
I don't know what Truly. I don't know what they're thinking, but White Claw went the route of I'm going to take LaCroix and make it fun, right? Truly went the route of I'm going to take cough syrup and carbonate it.
Oh, maybe I would like that better.
So,
maybe.
I don't know. Not a fan of cough syrup. I have a lot of bad childhood memories.
You're going to offend some Truly fans out there, maybe.
This is hot. This is full of hot takes today, guys.
I guess.
Hate to say it.
All right. Brian, which one are you opening first? You're going to do the...
I'm going to do the natural light.
Oof, okay. 6% on a big can like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Ooh, it smells.
What strawberry...
It's like Natter Days. It's strawberry kiwi.
Okay.
So in my research, I found this really good article that broke down a lot of information that we're going to get into. But one of the pull quotes from the thing that stuck with me, I wrote it down. This is why I'm hesitant to even taste this because I haven't yet. It says, if seltzer tastes like the ghost of juice, hard seltzer tastes like the ghost of vomit. And that's what I'm scared of. So here goes everything.
Oh, boy. The ghost of vomit.
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, the aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
Like up front, it's like, hey, this is going to be good. Tickle, tickle. And then it's like, fooled you. And the window's slammed shut. And all you get is that seltzery emptiness.
Right.
How do people drink like LaCroix and I always see Seitner's got those, man.
Always.
Like, those desks.
Nolan drinks those all the time here.
I can't. That's why you like seltzers.
See,
I hate seltzer water.
My wife and I, we go through literally every time we go to the store. We go every 2 weeks, probably average, and we always get 3 or 4 cases of LaCroix every time.
Damn.
So we go through a lot of it. We should probably get a soda stream and save some money, but
just start buying these seltzers and pass out.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, and I think I may have alluded to this on a previous episode when we were talking about maybe doing these. So I grew up in theaters, My dad ran a theater and then I worked in theaters and I ran theaters for years before all of this. When the bag-in-the-box would run out, the pop syrup would run out, and you would just get the carbonated water with maybe a little bit of the taste of whatever's left in the lime. That's what this is.
Yeah, it is. That's why it has 100 calories, man. There's not much in there,
I guess. All right, I'm going to open the Corona one now and see.
You know, it's for me, I went back for a second drink. The fruit flavor is pretty strong. It's pretty prominent up front, which is why I feel like it was going to be better. But then when you swallow it, it sucks. It's like if you just put it in your mouth and then spit it out, if you could get some of the alcohol in your body that way, that's how I would probably drink these.
Maybe. So similar, maybe a more lime smell coming out of the Corona, which I sort of expected. This is more like the Claw was more like candy lime smell, like pretend lime.
All right.
Where the Corona so far, the smell is very lime. Like if you were to cut a fresh lime and put it right up to your nose, that's how it smells.
Not to get confused with the Corona Refrescas, because those are entirely different.
Okay.
Don't get Dolan started on that.
There's no lime flavor to this. This Corona is just seltzer water. There's no God.
Just lick the top of the can, maybe. I don't know.
No, there's no lime. At least the Claw has some lime flavor. This just tastes like straight seltzer water, plain old seltzer water, bubbly water. Yeah, but it smells delicious. It smells like lime.
Sometimes with beer, that nose is what, starts your brain thinking it's going to taste a certain way. It didn't work for you this time.
I'm going back to the Claw.
Man.
Do we have to drink all these? We do, don't we? We've never poured anything out.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. We've never poured anything out.
I've never poured anything out. I don't know about you.
That's true.
I've never wanted the two of you here more, so I could just share these and pour them into tasters and just drink.
I know. If we were all together drinking these, we would all be shit-faced.
All right, so I'm going to go with the next big brand, the Smirnoff.
You would think that this one would be better. Looks like the marketing is a little different. I don't know. He doesn't agree.
I don't know. She sees the mailman right now. So
get him. Get the squirrel.
Maybe I can hand one of these to the mailman. Maybe he'll like one.
Maybe.
All right. Pink Apple Rosé. Malt beverage with natural flavors.
Are you pouring or just drinking it? Yep.
And she is mad. She doesn't like the mailman at all. Oh, look at him. He likes it. Look, he likes the pink apple.
I saw his pinky go out.
So, all right. Let me calm down my dog, and I will be right back with a review.
Okay. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to tell you. So there have been multiple times where you smell one thing, but then you think you're going to get something else. And this is exactly that with the Corona. It doesn't 90 calories, no sugar added. Whereas like the White Claw has total sugars 2 grams and then includes an additional 2 grams added sugar, which I don't even understand what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there is 0 sugar in the Corona. 0 grams carbs, 0 sugars, gluten-free, 90 calories, 4.5. This tastes like water. They just bubbled some water. That's it.
So this one, the Smirnoff, it has the same thing. 0 sugar, natural flavors, all that stuff. 4.5%, 90 calories, so 10 less than the Claw.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to grab a glass and show you the color of this thing.
Oh, I'm sure it's pink. Yeah, look, it's like a rosé.
Oh, you can see me.
Yep.
It is a rosé color for sure.
Yeah, definitely pink. And it is amazing. I like this a lot. It's I think honestly you two would like it too, just because it's way less LaCroix and way more
wine.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
how Brian is powering through it. It's like there's
Dude,
an open container of alcohol here, and
I
I'm
have to.
I'm
That
getting
third drink was the worst. I
This
was supposed to
is
get better after 3.
this is pink Moscato. Like it's like
Hmm.
the rosé rosada carbonated wine. You know, that's what it
Is
tastes
it
like.
sweet? Is there a sweetness to it?
It still has the seltzer taste, so you still kind of get the bitter soda water or seltzer water,
Okay.
but it is 10 times sweeter than the Truly. I'd probably say it's 5 times sweeter than the Claw. It's a lot more
Whoa.
sweet.
Okay.
This
But it's
might
still
be
90 calories.
my new favorite. Yeah, Smirnoff.
Dolan, I don't know if I'm going to let you
You better
talk
get
to
some
me
of those and take them to
anymore.
band practice. I think that'd be a good
Right.
place to have those.
Honestly, that's where I get all my seltzers. Our
Yeah.
singer, well, singers, divas,
We tend to be that way.
seltzers.
Man.
Well, let me start into a little factual stuff besides our
All right. Okay. I'm
opinions
going to
on
save
taste.
the Bud Light. I'm going
Yeah.
to save the Bud Light for the end here. Then.
I'm going to save my Leinenkugels for a minute, too.
Okay.
These are all technically FMBs. FMBs.
First National Banks.
Flavored malt beverages.
Okay.
They basically became a thing in 2012. This guy, Nick Shields, was in like the beer industries, kind of like a distributor sort of thing, from what I could tell. And he was sitting at a bar and he watched like 8 girls in a row come up and get like vodka tonics. And he was like, man, there needs to be a way that I can get them to buy something in a can. Like there needs to be a way for that to happen. So him and some friends or whatever come up with this thing. It's called Spiked Seltzer. They're the first kind of big brand of this stuff. And a few years later, they sell that to Anheuser-Busch InBev. And it's still around to this day, that brand, Spiked Seltzer, it's called. Sales of this from 2018 to 2019, so this is real current information, went up 169%. So if you would have had some White Claw stock or Truly, that'd have been a good thing for you. Rich, in 2018, they made $500 million. That's how much was sold.
Wow. Of
these kinds. So then in 2019, that went up. Do the math, 1.5 times basically. So we're in the billion range now. $1 billion worth of hard seltzers being purchased in 1 year. And it's what I kind of thought was interesting was it's being marketed as a beer alternative. It's in, cans like beer, and it's not a beer, but it's sometimes treated like beer. So in places, you can buy these in places where normally you couldn't buy alcohol, hard alcohol. There's some states that, they have to have a certain liquor store thing or whatever. And these technically aren't beers, but you can buy them at most grocery stores, gas stations, that sort of thing. So it's not a beer, but it is treated like a beer. And in some of these, like the one I have is 6% stronger than a normal beer. That's just something that caught my eye when I was doing research. I pulled up on my little browser here, if I can get to it with all my junk. Good Housekeeping just recently did a top 15 flavors or ones to try. So I'm going to run through those real quick and we'll see if we hit any of these. We'll also kind of hear about some of the other brands that we didn't pick up today. And we'll talk about some of that too. But the number one, Natural Lime Hard Seltzer White Claw. That was the number one to try. And that's the one you got. Number 2, Truly Blueberry Acai. That's supposed to be the number 2.
Oh, that is no.
Dolan just doesn't like Truly at all, it seems like.
He's against that brand. The one we talked about earlier, Spiked Seltzer, they've been kind of rebranded and they're known as Bon and Viv. So it's called Bon and Viv Spiked Seltzer. They have a grapefruit one. That's number 3.
So on that phone call that I made to Rich while I was at the grocery store, I was like, should I get the Bon and Viv? They're everywhere, but I've never heard of them before. So
basically what I saw in my research was they are the MySpace of seltzers. So they're here right now, and next year they probably won't be because they had like a 6-year head start on most of these companies, and they make up less than 5% of the market, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're number 3. Number 4 was Ruby Grapefruit from White Claw. Number 5 is the Sparkling Raspberry Rosé. Is that the one you got, Dolan? From Smirnoff?
The
Is it
pink
raspberry?
apple.
Oh, you got pink apple. Okay, so raspberry is 5. 6 is also Bon and Viv. That's Spike Seltzer Cranberry. Black Cherry White Claw is number 7. This is one that is a brand that's out there, but we didn't get one today. Henry's. They make like all those other sort of like, you know,
like the
things.
hard sodas and stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say they did the.
Mhm.
Are they? They did the. They're not the ones who did the Not Your Father's.
Isn't that Henry? Or is that
Henry?
similar brand?
It's similar sort of thing. I think
Similar
Henry's
thing.
are the one that has like, you know what I'm talking about.
Orange root beer and
Yes,
whatever
yes,
else.
yes.
Yeah.
Passion fruit is their entry at number 8. Smirnoff has a pina colada one. That's number 9. Mango White Claw is number 10. Then that Bon and Viv comes in again at prickly pear, which is good. And I've had that in a beer from Shiner. That's pretty good, but I've never had this. Number 12 is, this one is called Smirnoff's Cranberry Lime, which sounds interesting. Truly Pomegranate is 13. Here's another Henry's, and that's called Strawberry Kiwi. That's 14. And number 15, this one surprised me. Oscar Blues. It's called Wild Basin, and it is lemon, agave, hibiscus. So apparently Oscar Blues is in the game, and they are number 15, according to Good Housekeeping.
Well, I know what I'm going to try next time we drive through Lions.
So one of the things I saw in the research as well was about volume limits. So there's things that for breweries, they have to maintain a certain amount of liquid they can make, right? There's for taxes or state codes or whatever. For these places that make seltzer, for the most part, they are under those same umbrellas, and they can fit under there as long as they have a beer offering in their family umbrella or their portfolio, right? So Henry's makes a beer, right? And then they can, so because of that, then they can sneak into the beer regulations, which may be a little bit more lax for them, and they can make as much seltzer as they want. And it seems to be pretty easy to make these, and that's why you're seeing all these brands happen like overnight. All of a sudden, there's a bunch of them, you know, like 2 years ago, we didn't know any of these, and now they're all there and they're everywhere because it's pretty quick to do. And that's the reason why. So most of these are owned by like Natural Light, the one I have, the Natty, and the one that you have, Bud Light. Those are owned by the same company. And also the Bon and Viv. They're all owned by InBev, but they're all like kind of fighting each other over marketing space. Some of the other brands, I think I've got all those. Yep. Did that. I have no idea about the line in Google. I could find no information about it.
Weird.
Other than it says it's a beer with seltzer added. So we'll get into that. We talked about White Claw. Last year was kind of blew up the internet, memes everywhere. Just the hashtag I looked up today, White Claw Wasted, hashtag on Instagram. There's over 10,000 posts.
That doesn't surprise me.
White Claw Wasted. There's shirts. Etsy is covered with stuff that's, you know, ain't no laws and blah, blah, blah. So that's all over there. Did you just have one Drizzly? Was that right? What was that one?
That was one Dolan had, right?
No,
Right.
so Vizzy, and I just went to the website.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it here. Vizzy.
Yeah.
I got the pineapple. Oh, hint of pineapple mango.
That means you're getting none of it. You're getting none.
They opened a pineapple and next to it, a can.
And so I guess what makes these ones different is it's with antioxidant vitamin C from acerola superfruit. I don't know. Can you see that?
So it's alcoholic and healthy.
Allegedly.
But going to their website, I'm finding out that it was copyrighted in 2020 and owned by Molson Coors Beverage Company.
Which is also Miller. So Miller Coors owns them. And the company used to be called Drizzly. Oh. And they bought Drizzly, and they were in litigation to change, and they were changing the name over when they bought it, so they named it what you've got now, Dolan. But their sales went up 577% in 2019.
Oh man!
So once Miller Coors got involved and they got their distribution, 577%.
Wow.
My wife will affectionately refer to any non-beer, so any of the wine coolers or anything like that, by whichever one started the whole thing. And I want to say like Rude Dog or something like that. Like I can't remember what it was, but it was from her college days. Whichever one of those kind
Red
of
Dog.
Well, it wasn't Red Dog because that was a
Oh.
beer. That was like a
Yeah.
red ale. And I know that's wrong, but whatever. I'd
Okay.
have to ask her what it is. But no matter what, I don't even think they don't even make this anymore. But she calls all of them the Smirnoff ones, and she likes all those, the pina coladas and the
Sure.
any of the sort of wine cooler adjunct type drinks. She calls it by that name. I was trying to look it up. I can't find it now.
It's kind of like Southerners calling every soda Coke.
Exactly.
Give me a Pepsi Coke, please. What?
Yeah.
Huh?
But, like, even if you want a Sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2019, more of this seltzer stuff was sold in volume than vodka. Think about that. Actual
No.
vodka.
What?
More in volume than actual vodka. 2.1 billion cans sold.
In just the United States?
Wow.
Because I think the Russians would have something
Probably
to
the
say about that.
United States.
Okay.
Consumer interest was up. So this is like, oh yeah, I've heard about that. Oh, I want to try it. Like that sort of like, about a product. From 2018 to 2019, consumer interest on seltzers as a whole was up 992%. That's crazy.
Wow.
So that's everybody. Everybody knows this. We've been kind of seen this before, Rich. In the 80s, it was Bartles and James, wine coolers hit the market, and that was basically marketed to women or whatever to get some fruit flavors in your alcohol and spend that money.
Yep.
And then Zima hit the fan. That was out, and it's been back again as another malt beverage. Then
I drank
Smirnoff
some
Ice
Zimas.
in the 2000s,
Yep.
I know you've iced a few people.
Oh,
And
classic
and
icings.
most recently, the Not Your Father's thing, the root beer, the grape soda, all that junk. Like this is just the next in line of something that's come into the alcohol market to try to steal some dollars. But the thing about this one is they feel like for the most part, at least a few of these big brands are here to stay. Like we're never not going to have White Claw again. It's here.
Right.
It's embedded so much that some of those other things, there's half a shelf of Bartles and James. I think they still make them. But it's not like it was when we were kids walking into the grocery store,
Right. No, I'll tell you, my mom, so this would have been the late 80s, was all about wine. She was a wine drinker. Wine coolers came out, and she was all in, feet first, no holds barred, loved the wine coolers. Like that was the target audience, was that 32. Stop making that face when you take your drink.
I'm sorry. I just can't help it.
I can't. But she was the target audience for that time, that 30 to 40-year-old woman, that was their target, right? And she was all about it. Like the Bartles and James, thank you for your support. Like
I remember the commercials were kind of good.
they were really, really good. It was really well done at the time. Yeah, great marketing. And that led right into Smirnoff Ice. And I still have, you're right, icing is a lot of fun. It's very juvenile, and it's a lot of fun. I did, as I was moving this past winter, I found my old softball bag with my glove and bats and all that. And there's still a bottle of Smirnoff Ice in my bag from years ago that I'm just waiting to, if we ever play softball again, somebody's going to drink that. That's going to be gross.
It's good.
Gross.
Idea.
Yeah.
Let's try that last one you got.
Bud Light. I'm going to tell you, the more it's just, the White Claw's almost gone. It's delicious.
Oh, wow.
I've changed my mind.
Okay.
It's delicious. I'm going to get some of these.
Is this going to be in the rotation for the mowing?
Maybe. Could be a mowing beer. Could be a pool party beer. You never know.
Real quick, while you're talking about the White Claw, you brought up the ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws, right?
Sure, yeah.
Right.
You know where that came from?
No.
No, okay, so there is a comedian on YouTube. He also does Facebook videos or Facebook Watch or whatever they call it. And his name is Trevor Wallace. He plays like
I know that guy.
the frat boy,
Yep.
or whatever. So he actually coined that phrase for.
God, I
like,
hope he
White Claw.
trademarked it. Did he?
So, well, what happened is in his video when it's called Drinks White Claw Once. It has over 2.5 million views on YouTube.
I've seen it. I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said that and it caught on. So he started making t-shirts. White Claw at first was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, we're going to ride off this fame. We're going to let him create t-shirts. But then the company's lawyers came down and said, you got to stop this guy. Like, you can't let him do that, because if he keeps doing it, then I guess it becomes public and then anybody can do it. So they went into it and they sent him a cease and desist. And so he had to stop production on it or whatever. But then they actually went into contract where then he could actually create it, but White Claw would make, a certain amount of it or whatever. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's just some frat boy making YouTube videos, coined that phrase, and now he's making money off of it.
Probably getting rich, because there's a lot of. I mean, that was last summer's culture. Like, that was everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know people that have T-shirts that say that. So pretty
It's
interesting.
probably sold at Target, I bet you. If it's not already, it will be soon.
Well, at least on Etsy, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you can buy these at Target. These I almost said beer. Oh my God. These seltzers, right? You can get White Claw at Target.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Oh.
Do you know who owns White Claw? I had to do some digging for this.
No. Who owns White Claw?
Mark Anthony Brands, and not Mark Anthony the singer.
Oh.
But Mark Anthony Brands. You know what else they own?
Hmm.
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh.
So that's where these come from.
You know what? This
I
is
learned
bothering me.
some-
I'm gonna call
go
my
ahead.
wife. I'm gonna call her because this is bothering me so much that it's not. I can't remember what these
right.
are.
You
I'm
call
gonna call her.
So,
While you're calling her, go ahead.
I'll open up the Vizzy.
Yeah,
Well,
do it.
yeah,
That's
do
what I was
that
going to
one.
say. You
Cool.
do that one. Rich will do his Bud Light one, and I'll do
I have a
my
quick
Lime
question for
Cougars.
you. What is it? Do you remember the like the malt beverage, like the Smirnoff Ice kind of thing that you used to drink in college? Like, what was that thing called? You call this, like, all of them. You always call it doesn't even exist anymore, and you say get the whatever out of the fridge. Like, what was that? You remember? Yeah, oh, come on! It was like, gosh darn it, whatever, like the Smirnoff Ice or whatever. You don't remember? No. Okay. All right. You're gonna remember. You're gonna say, "Oh, it's like the Rude Dog or the Two Dogs." That's what it was.
Two Dogs. Huh.
Right, but for the longest time, like, you called any of those Two Dogs, like all of them, the Smirnoff Ice and everything else. Yeah, Two Dogs doesn't exist anymore. That was all. Okay, no, I really have no idea. Okay, Two Dogs. There we go. I'll call you back later. Okay, bye.
Two Dogs.
That was riveting. Two
Guess
Dogs.
what?
Remember Two Dogs?
It's from Australia.
Okay.
1993. It's a lemon beer.
That's exactly, yeah.
So if you're watching the video version of this, you saw when Rich was on the phone, I poured the Vizzy and tried it. And I want to say that it is, you ever had those Flintstone vitamins?
Oh, yeah. I love them.
That's it tastes like White Claw, and you smashed a bunch of vitamin C, Flintstone vitamins, and threw it in the White Claw, and then just mixed it up. That's what it tastes like.
So you feel healthy.
I don't feel healthy. I feel like I have a cold, and I am.
Too bad.
Okay, so Brian, did you open your Leinenkugels yet?
No, go ahead. You open
Okay,
yours,
so-
I'll open mine.
The Bud Light Seltzer, the lemon lime here, smells like musty basement.
Oh, I love that flavor.
Oh, musty basement, Bud Light lime seltzer.
Oh,
No, tastes like musty basement too. Man, they tried. Okay, here's the thing. It's better than the Corona.
So that Corona was junk.
There's a weird breathe out like lemon lime taste, lime rind kind of
Okay.
aftertaste, but you don't taste it in your mouth. You feel it in your nose, like you smell it.
Oh,
That's weird.
half your flavor shouldn't end up in your nose.
Mm.
That's just I'm not an expert, but that's unless you're snorting it. All right, I'm going in on this Leinenkugel
All
one.
right, hit it.
It smells like raspberries. Like it straight up smells like raspberries.
What's the flavor on it?
Raspberry lemon.
Okay, all right. Leinenkugels isn't terrible.
This is. It doesn't even have the decency to have bubbles. It's just like somebody opened up a LaCroix and then left it on the counter overnight, and then I drank it. Oh man, what the hell? What people drink? What?
Man,
You were not converting anyone on this, Dolan. I am after this. These will never be in my house again. I will be back to beer all the time.
No. Now I will buy some White Claws for like pool parties, for like going to the pool. I could see me sitting by a pool with your feet in the water,
Yeah,
drinking a claw.
I'll have a red stripe.
hey, Rich, I will invite me and Sam over to your pool, and we'll drink White Claws together.
I think that's you could do it. I think that's fine. I'm kind of curious about other flavors now because I don't mind. The other two are garbage. The Corona, I can't even one drink, and I'm not going to finish it. This, I got to go in for maybe another one on the Bud Light one.
Yeah,
but
I think you should because I have information on Bud Light. So.
This is a swing and a miss, like Michael Jordan swinging at a curveball.
That's cold.
Couldn't miss more than this. Hit me with some Bud Light facts because I'm going to try to choke this down.
Well, I'm going to hit you with some other facts too, but
Okay.
yes. Bud Light Seltzer came into the market this year, basically. It was around the Super Bowl, January 2020.
Right.
It was announced, it came out, it was on the Super Bowl commercials. They made $4.9 million in sales in the first like 2 weeks of January. Like
Another reason to hate 2020 here. Just
it's the third. It was already the third most popular seltzer now in 2020, and that was in the first 3 weeks.
I just hate how they can just slap their name onto anything, and it just all of a sudden it becomes one of the best sellers. Like, here you go.
Yes.
It's
So
Budweiser.
I will say that the Bud Light Seltzer has become all we drink at band practice. Like, I don't know why. I don't like it. I think
Oh my gosh.
I like the Corona ones better than the Bud Light, but I like
Dolan. Where the
You're part
hell's
of the problem.
Where's
Dolan,
the
you are
fucking
part-
whiskey? Where's the
Right.
goddamn?
You are part of the problem.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
I don't
Jägermeister shots,
Mm.
Trulies,
Man,
and
What
Coronas.
kind of band are you? Come on.
I don't know.
I
man.
will say that if you've had Bud Light Seltzer, then you'd had a mild version of the Truly, because they both taste like Casser.
Hmm. Wow. I think so. Out of this, we've got what? One that you liked?
Well,
That
And
one. And Dolan, did you like any of yours?
Smirnoff.
The Smirnoff. Okay.
mm.
Yeah, as long as I'm alive, I will not have another one of these in my mouth.
And
I've
I-
said that before, but I mean it this time.
Ooh, I 100% respect you for that too.
Yeah.
100%.
October of 19 is when Coronas came out, and they spent $40 million on marketing because they were already way behind, and I don't think it helped, did it?
No.
Oh, I didn't know they had these until like last week.
$40 million?
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that's why I said not to be confused with their Refrescas, because their Refrescas is what's making them more money than their seltzers. And the Refrescas are very similar to vodka and juice. That's what it is.
That's what Boulevard makes. They have like a gin and tonic and some actual cocktails in a can.
Yeah.
Which would be maybe something we can do on a future episode. But
yeah,
Truly is owned by Boston Beer Company. That's
Sam
not
Adams.
that. Yes.
Oh.
So Sam Adams owns Truly.
Damn it! I should have had one of those. Well,
and they have 22% of the market.
Okay.
And then, at least this was in 2019. And then the Bon and Viv had less than 10. So that means White Claw basically had 70%.
Wow.
Of the market.
Respectfully so.
I guess, huh?
Based on flavor, and I see why. I see why. Look, nothing but respect for Boston Beer Company. Jim Koch is one of my like business idols. Like he's one of the dudes. I've read his book 3 times. It's just, but you know, and how they took hardcore and turned it into Angry Orchard and kind of made Angry Orchard what it is today with the hard ciders, because it was hard to find a good hard cider before. And I remember hardcore before Boston Beer Company bought them and I drank my share of Angry Orchard for sure. And I don't mind. I like it. I like it a lot. So Magners is probably my 3rd favorite out of all of them. I mean, the problem with Magners is it smells like socks, dirty socks.
So kind of like that Bud Light one you got there.
Dirty socks in a basement here. Notice I keep drinking it, right? I can't stop. It's just, there's alcohol in it. And so.
I mean, I don't know. I knew I wasn't going to like these, and I was right. I should always trust my drinking instincts. But I'm glad I tried it so that I can always I'll never get it again. Here's the next one that's going to hit the market. It hasn't happened yet, but it's coming soon. You ever heard of Barefoot?
Yeah,
Wines?
the wine
company.
Yeah. So Ernest and Julio, or Julio, depending on who's talking, Gallo, they're making one. It's wine-based seltzer. So that's going to hit the market later this year, they say. It's going to be...
Isn't that just a spritzer?
Well, I mean, it's all in semantics, I guess, but
Right.
It's going to have seltzer water and stuff like that in it. Let's see. Most of the sales of these, this was the last thing I have that's actual factual. 55% of the people buying these are beer drinkers. So people that normally would drink a beer buy these, or at the same time have this and beer in their house at the same time. And then 20% are wine drinkers. So 20% of these people get into it the wine way, and that's where Barefoot's trying to be like, oh, okay, well, here's another place you can get our stuff. And then the rest of them are just from other people that drink other sorts of alcohol in some sort of way, straight, whatever, shots, or I don't know. But it comes from beer. People that buy this buy beer, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, if you didn't have the research, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said just, women are buying these and that's about it.
I mean, it has to be more than that because the money is crazy.
I
the
guess.
amount of money that's $1 billion last year, and everything's up like 600% for some of these brands. It's ridiculous.
Well, I will say that I've been on enough meet and greets last year to know that for as much beer as we bought for maybe our tubing or some of our outdoor events, we buy the same amount in seltzers. And I think the seltzers go by quicker than the beer sometimes.
Probably.
Maybe.
We were talking just a little bit about White Claw. And I remember last year there was a big thing, like you couldn't even get it. Like it was sold out, right? So people would go to the store. So that there was a term for that. And the store was called declawed. So if you're all sold out, you're declawed. And to stop that this year, they, which is they being Mark Anthony Brands, is building a 916,000 square foot production facility in Glendale, Arizona. That is huge.
Wow.
That's the biggest thing we've ever talked about on the show.
I think that's bigger than like the Tesla production line in Alameda, California.
It's possible. It's almost 1 million square foot. That's how much they're pumping out of this. Oh. And Truly, kind of like you were talking about with Sam Adams and that sort of thing, they're pioneering again. And in this way, they're the first one that you could get on an airplane. They partnered with JetBlue first so that you could get their stuff in the air. And also they're the first one of these that's on tap. So there's kegs of this out there someplace.
Wow.
And I don't know that I've ever seen it other than like little mom and pop places like Brickway makes one, I think, seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
There's another, somebody else makes one. But as far as nationwide, Truly is the only one that you can get on tap.
Wow.
Well, I was told when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, they have 50 breweries there, and they were saying that a lot of the breweries there have like a craft seltzer or of some sort on tap for those seltzer drinkers.
One of the articles I read was about a brewer, or he was basically talking about where he thinks this is going, and his business model has jumped to basically strictly seltzers. I think he might have actually been in North Carolina. It was somewhere on the East Coast. And he basically said, hey, this is going to be here forever. These are always going to be around now. We're basically making ourselves to be the place where you go for like a next level one, right? So one of the things that everybody talks about is the flavor, the fruit flavor or whatever. It tastes quote unquote canned. What he's doing is using fresh herbs and spices and fruits and that sort of stuff to kind of elevate it. So that's their plan, because people never thought they would drink a $9 beer, and yet here we are. So he's thinking, okay, well, that's where we're going next. Don't spill yours. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I thought you dropped it. And then the other thing was they're saying something like this on tap. Most local places will, just from demand, just from people coming in and asking for them, will have to have something on designated for this sort of person, consumer.
I got to tell you, I hate the future. This does not sound like
if this is the future, I don't want to be a part of it.
I don't want to be a part of this. Are you kidding?
No. So
I mean,
we've got one. I would almost say Dolan's a fanboy of these.
Well, I'm gonna back up. If I had the choice of a White Claw or a nice wheat beer, I'd probably choose the wheat beer. But
you have the choice. Are you taking these to band practice?
No.
Okay, so other people are.
That's what I wanted to make clear.
All right, okay.
Everybody in the band besides me is seltzer drinkers, and because of majority rule.
Oh no.
That's what I and it's funny too, because I'll probably get one or two down, so there are four.
Yeah.
But I will say that I've tubing down the river, out on the boat. White Claws are great for that. Camping, just they're I am already a LaCroix fan. I'm already sparkling water fan in general, so it's easy for me. But it's hard because I definitely, if I'm gonna be drinking, I like beer better than seltzer. But if I'm going to be hydrating, I like LaCroix better than plain old water.
I would rather be sober than drink these. And that's a strong statement. That's a strong statement.
Yeah, I suppose
I would.
Man, I don't know. So if you had three choices, like, okay, so at home, we have a well at home. We don't have we're not
well
up
water.
City water.
Oh,
we're up well water. So we got the regular faucet that's super hard water, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the one that, like, off to the side of the drinking water.
Filtered water, sure.
Yeah, that kind of filters some of it out. If I had a third choice, like the alcoholic water, okay, then maybe I would hit that every once in a while, right? But, man, I don't know. I might be with Brian here that I keep going back.
I will never give them a penny.
I'm gonna tell you this. It goes back to my Colorado family. I have a lot of family in Colorado. I go there 2-3 times a year just for family reunion, seeing my family, whatever. I am familiar with the spring water, like the natural, carbonated water that they get there already.
Colorado water.
Yeah, my family's in the Manitou Springs, and they've got kind of the I don't even know what to call it. Seltzer water, I guess. Natural seltzer water. It's carbonated.
Natural spring water.
Natural spring water, yeah. you drink that, and it's, it's great. Like when I'm hiking and stuff, like you fill the water bottle with the little fountains that they have in like Manitou Springs or, in Woodland Park area or whatever. And then you drink that on your hike, or you drink that while you're camping and stuff. And so I think that's where it started. And it's just a little bit more fun with the alcohol.
I wish the Corona smelled as good as it tastes, or tastes as good as it smelled, because I just keep smelling it. It smells so good. It smells like fresh lime, and I want it to taste like fresh lime so badly, but it doesn't. No.
The Lannenkugel one I have smells exactly like fresh raspberries. Like, it smells like raspberry jam, and then it tastes like nothing.
No. Gosh, man.
I mean, where's the alcohol coming from?
Fermented cane sugar.
I mean, that's where it comes from, but why does it? Where's the taste? Where's it? How does it just disappear? It's like evaporates as soon as it touches your tongue.
I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, I guess you said they were FMBs, the malt beverages.
Yeah.
Do we know anything past that, or how does that work?
I mean, and it is what Rich said. Mostly they're cane sugars where they get their alcohol from. So it's fermented that. Yeah. There's no grain in it. That's why they're so low carb and low calorie. So it's all coming from that, and it doesn't take a whole lot to get.
Apparently, when you ferment the cane sugar, you reduce some of the calorie content too. I guess you have to. Like, there has to be a way for this to only be 100 calories, and you have much cane sugar in there. So I mean, that's well. Okay, so to be fair, the Budweiser has less than 1 gram of total sugars, where the White Claw has total 4 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, and the Truly has 1 gram added sugars, and that's total sugar too. So the sugar that's added is total. And then the Vizzy, or the Coors, the Miller Coors, is 1 gram sugar. It's actually less than 1 gram. And the Smirnoff, 0 sugar. But that's the one that I think is sweeter. So that's weird.
Yeah, I think both of mine don't have any sugar. Sugar-free.
So it's super weird how, like, so if you go to the White Claw, on the ingredients list, it's purified carbonated water, then alcohol as the second ingredient. So they're adding the alcohol in, and then natural flavors, cane sugar, blah, blah, blah. On the Corona, it says carbonated water, alcohol from sugar. So again, they're fermenting the sugar separately and then adding it in, and then natural flavors, blah, blah, blah. On the Bud Light, it is water, cold fermented cane sugar. And then, so they're doing it separately. They're fermenting the sugar separately and then putting it in.
I'm guessing that keeps it down.
Maybe.
I wish I could keep these down.
And that's the same pretty much with the Vizzy and the Truly. If you look at the ingredients, same thing. Filtered water, alcohol, then cane sugar. This one, the Vizzy, is actually the water, cane sugar, pineapple juice. But the Smirnoff, there is no ingredient list on the can.
Well, I didn't have any on my Natty. I didn't have any on there either.
They're Russian. They don't have to have. They don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Are they on Untapped? I guess we can look them up.
I don't know. I'm not putting my name on there.
I bet they are.
You put your name on the Natter Days. In fact, that was your profile picture for.
Shit, I would drink Natter Days all day over this.
I kind of like Natter Days. See,
I love it.
That's one I would choose over the White Claw out on the boat.
Yeah,
I don't mind the White Claw. I don't. Yeah, and I don't mind the Natter Day. Oddly enough, every flavor of White Claw is listed on Untapped. The highest rated White Claw. Let's see. The highest rated White Claw flavor is Tangerine at
Gross.
3.45.
Get out of here.
No.
3.45.
3.45. Tangerine White Claw, 3.45, 1,800 check-ins. Sadly, let's look at the natural lime, the one that I had. 10,000 check-ins.
That's a lot.
Natural lime. All right, give me. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
3.1.
3.5.
3.16. Embarrassing.
Wow.
Embarrassing.
Wow.
I'll give it a 3.25 because I'll drink it at the pool.
I didn't even think about that. The highest rated wasn't even. But that's so what are so the second one you said was Truly, the second most sold, right?
Yeah,
all right.
Truly.
Let's look at Truly then and
see what the Trulies are.
Yeah. TRULY, is that
Yeah.
Truly okay, so Truly Wild Berry 3.1. What did you have? What flavor did you have, Dolan?
Grapefruit.
It was I had the grapefruit, but I think the second most sold was the blueberry acai or whatever. Acai.
So grapefruit sadly only ranks at a 2.92. The lime is a 2.97. The passion fruit's a 3.17. So maybe a little bit better. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, black cherry 3.15, raspberry lime 3.11.
They don't have the blueberry on there.
Blueberry 3.18. Let's look at the blueberry. 4,420 check-ins on that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So raspberry lime 3,800, lemon 3,500. So pretty consistent on those. It almost seems like the beer drinkers are drinking the White Claws.
Maybe,
and that's their choice.
Yeah, because if you're just drinking these normally, you probably don't have an Untapped account. You know what I mean? You're not setting up Untapped to just check in through these and White Claws.
No.
Yeah, I will say if I had to pick a favorite, I mean, always going to go with the White Claw. That's my top. But close second would be the Smirnoff. I really liked this one. Yeah, way better than the Truly, way better than the Corona, way better than Flintstone Vitamin C Vizzies. But yeah.
My Untapped comment on the natural lime White Claw, because that's the only one I'm going to check in here, quite honestly. Actually, you know what? I might check in the Corona to give it a 0 because it's so bad.
Yeah, do it.
I want to say I want to hate this, but I don't.
That's
so right. That's it. I think that's what I've learned out of this.
The Natty Light. The Leinenkugel is probably more Untapped than the Natty Light. See where those rank.
That's a good call. Good question. Let's see. Brian, so if you had to rank the Natural Light, what do you think? What would you rank that?
2.
2, straight 2.
Yeah.
You couldn't even give it a 1.
No, you know how I am. I'm generous.
I know you.
It had the very first taste of it tastes good. It tastes like it's going to be a Natter Days. It has that fruity sort of thing. It's just when it finishes, it totally erases everything it did at the beginning, and it leaves me sad.
So is it the natural? Oh, here we go. Oh, Natural Light Catalina Lime Mixer?
No, this is just called House Rules, I think.
House Rules. Oh, wow. Okay. Only 249 check-ins. So this might be kind of new.
Oh, damn, that's a small sample.
3.2, not big.
3.2?
Yes.
Wow.
No.
Let's
try this Leinenkugel. I bet you there's like 8 check-ins.
I can only imagine.
Spritzing. I had high hopes for this one. And when I opened it, it smelled amazing.
Beer with a splash of seltzer. I thought it'd be more beer for you.
And maybe that's why maybe the terribleness of the seltzer water canceled out the flavor of the beer, and then there was no bubbles because it was just a splash. So in this case, it would have been better with bubbles. Kind of like Michael Jackson.
674 check-ins, 2.92.
Yeah, that's trash. I would give this is a 1.5.
There's other, but the grapefruit has 500 check-ins at 3.01. So maybe you chose the wrong flavor.
I picked the only one they had.
Okay.
Kind of like Dolan. I just grabbed what was there.
Well,
we'll see what my drain thinks of them.
Oh, so are we talking the first drinks ever to be poured out?
This is probably since I've other than I found it from the night before and dumped it out. I'm not drinking these.
The Corona one, I drank 2 drinks of that, and I'm gonna dump that out. That's I'm sad that I even spent money on that. That's ridiculous. The Bud Light, I'm about halfway through.
You might as well finish that one.
I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
Even though it smells like musty basement, just because it's been a shitty day and I need some
like, I need a little alcohol.
Like
Colin's done with his probably.
No, I've still got.
Oh, okay.
Quite that one.
Yeah. Well, you got more of your favorite. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that you.
I have probably 18 ounces left on this natty.
And I'm going to call you in about 2 hours and see if you finish that.
Oh, I'm not drinking it. No.
Okay. All right. Well, this. I don't even want to end. I don't even want to end because I don't want you.
We have no more.
No,
thankfully.
Brian, I want to get away as far away from these as possible.
Well, if you guys ever want to go drinking seltzers, I'll be your designated driver.
Hey, ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.